Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is RandoGEEK. So we have some news regarding Verizon. Unfortunately, it's not the best news for Verizon. So we know that they purchased TracFone, and sometimes when you take on another company, you take on their debts, their responsibilities, and just overall problems. You've become the company. So in this case, Verizon is going to be paying out a hefty fine in regards to some issues with TracFone. $23.5 million is the amount. And what happened here is Verizon's TracFone wireless subsidiary reached a settlement with the FCC's Enforcement Bureau to resolve an investigation into whether or not TracFone violated the agency's rules for its Lifeline and or emergency broadband benefit. This is the EBB program. Following the acquisition by Verizon back in 2021, TracFone self-identified and reported to the Commission and the Universal Service Administration Company certain instances, they're saying, in which it may have violated the Lifeline and or EBB rules. This is according to the FCC. TracFone has agreed to compliance measures, they're saying, as well as a $17,487,000 civil penalty in addition to $6,013,000 to resolve a 2020 notice of apparent liability for other apparent Lifeline violations. This is also according to the FCC. There was a statement made by Chief Loyan A. Engel. He's the Enforcement Bureau chief, actually. And he says, whether attributable to fraud or lax internal controls, or both, we will vigorously pursue allegations of misconduct that harms critical FCC programs that are designed to help the most in need of communication-related services. He goes on to say the settlement sends a strong message that we are determined to protect the integrity of these programs. So they're saying that the Lifeline program provides a monthly discount of up to $9.25 on broadband and phone service for qualifying low-income consumers. The separately funded EBB program helped lower the cost of high-speed internet and connected devices for eligible households during the pandemic in 2021. So they're saying that TracFone disclosed that its internal processes resulted in Lifeline claims for customers who had not used the service in the prior 30 days, contrary, they're saying, to the Commission's rules. So according to the FCC, TracFone's internal systems, number one, improperly considered subscribers' receipts of an inbound text message to constitute qualifying Lifeline usage. Number two, they're saying improperly claimed support for a group of customers who were enrolled jointly in both of the Lifeline and EBB programs, but did not use one of the services in the prior 30-day period. All right. They're also saying Lifeline, which is part of the Universal Fund, has been plagued by fraud and mismanagement for years. So last year, TracFone reached a $13.4 million settlement with the FCC and the Department of Justice over allegations that TracFone violated the False Claims Act by signing up more than 175,000 ineligible customers for the Lifeline program during 2012 through 2015. And that the false claims resulted in TracFone's lax oversight and monitoring of its Lifeline program. So that's, listen, something's got to be resolved. All right. I mean, this is not the first time, clearly. I think the FCC has to move in. And I don't know if 23.5 is enough to teach them a lesson. I mean, clearly there's been a massive oversight with how Lifeline has been run altogether. There's a number of lawsuits that have been thrown at them for fraud and mismanagement. So at this point, I don't even see how they're allowed to continue to operate under these terms and conditions. I think the company would need that whole program would need an overall revamp in order to continue to operate. There would have to be some strong micromanaging there and heavy compliance regulations for them. So I don't know. this is I just found it interesting. And unfortunately, like I said earlier, this is what happens when you take on other companies, when you merge, you migrate. You basically become that company. You take all their debts, their liabilities, their issues, they follow you. And that's exactly what happened here with Verizon. They wanted to get the customers, they wanted to get the spectrum, and then now they're paying some fines. So I don't know how they'll resolve this, to be honest. And during the pandemic, what a time to take advantage of it, right? Everyone was just you know kind of working from home or whatever it is, and so everyone was trying to get the best deals and discounts, and I'm sure some were misinformed that they didn't qualify. I also think tracfone was trying to up their numbers and make themselves look more successful with the lifeline program. So it's a lot like what happened in 2008 with the mortgage crisis, and how everyone was just getting homes when they didn't have even jobs. So I don't know how you would qualify for a mortgage when you have zero income. But these are things that happen. These companies pull shady practices sometimes, and unfortunately, it's the good guys that pay, right? So anyway, hopefully they're learning their lesson. I don't know if this is enough. I mean, it's a hefty bill. Don't get me wrong. And this, like I always say, this is why at the end of the year, the wireless companies, they cry wolf, because they have all these fines that they're paying. And then, when you look at their net income, even though they've been successful, they're losing money. It's because they have a little too much on their plate, and they don't always make the right decisions with their mergers and their migrations. And yeah, they find themselves in this sticky situation here. So anyway, guys, as always, thank you so much for stopping by and watching. Catch you in the next one. Bye for now.